It is dark and gloomy here. Supposedly we're supposed to get some snow, and yesterday it was 67, almost 70 degrees yesterday, and all the bugs came out yesterday just because it was warm. Yeah. So anyway, I am not going to keep you long. So yeah, just stay tuned. It's going to be a really quick video, fingers crossed. And I have some things that I'm going to unbox here. So I'm excited. But this video is just a wrap up of what I read for the month of February for the Missy Elliott Readathon. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, it's Erica from The Broken Spine. Welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. So I am going to go through this as quickly as possible. I'm not going to talk too much about the books that I read because there are some that I do want to do standalones for. I want to get a little more in detail, in depth. Yeah, let's say in depth with. But overall, for the month, I had a pretty good reading month. There are still some books that are in process, but being as though it is the end of the month, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish them. I'm going to try, but I don't know. So anyway, let's just go ahead and get right into what I read and what prompts for the Missy Elliott Readathon they cover. Okay. I've completed 4 books, and one two I'm really excited about, and I am going to talk more about in another video. But so let's get into it. The first book that I finished, I think, was The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Deesha Philyaw. And this is a collection of short stories, and I really enjoyed it. And this covered the for the Missy Elliott Readathon, it covered the Gossip Folk prompt, which is LGBTQIA plus representation. I absolutely loved this. I understand why this is a favorite of some people, and Greg over at Supposedly Fun absolutely loved it, and I said, well, let me go ahead and check it out. But it hasn't gotten any buzz that I can see on Booktube, and I'm telling you, go check it out. There were some stories that were, as with any short story collection, there were some hits and misses. I highly recommend that you check this out. The next book that I finished was Secrets and Lies by Selena Montgomery, otherwise known as Stacey Abrams. There were some pacing issues. It was really a slow burn. It wasn't like a super steamy romance at all. The main character, what is her name? I forgot her name. Caitlin, or Kat, they call her in here, Lida, and she kind of grated on my nerves a little bit, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. So Caitlin, or Kat, witnesses the murder of her uncle, and she goes on the run, and there's some people that are after her because they believe that she has this artifact. And she comes into contact with what they call a retrieval specialist, Sebastian Kane, and they together, he's looking for whatever it is that she has. And he kind of, in the beginning, he's not aware that she has it, but he figures it out, and she kind of has it, but she kind of doesn't. But anyway, that's kind of a little bit of a twist in it, but you know, anyway. So the person that hires Sebastian also hires some other people to make sure that she gets what she wants, and she is willing to go to any means necessary in order to get it. So they spend time, Caitlin and Sebastian spend time together. They end up, obviously, at the end together, but the getting to the end is an enjoyable ride. So I definitely recommend checking it out. Oh, I didn't say. So Secrets and Lies fit the romance prompt, which is 1 Minute Man. And the next one that I have is Coming of Age. And I forgot what the name for that one was, but with the song, what the Missy Elliott song was, but I'll put it up somewhere. But it's a coming of age, which is a young reader's Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. It is written in verse, and I actually listened to this on audio, which was great. I really enjoyed listening to it. And by the way, I don't know if I said it, but this is also Jacqueline Woodson's autobiography. So I don't rate autobiographies because, I mean, I can't really rate someone's life in my opinion, but what I will say is that I enjoyed the writing, and for that I would probably say it's a 4.5, because there were some bits, obviously it's not my life, there were some bits of it that I couldn't relate to, but there were other parts that I got 100% behind. And there was a part where she was talking about, or she had mentioned that I think like Saturday, I think it was Saturday, that was wash day where you get your hair washed, and she was talking about that, and getting it pressed out and the hair grease that was used for it. So if you know, you know what I'm talking about. So I really enjoyed this. And the next one that I have, it actually turned into a spontaneous buddy read with Joel. I will leave his Instagram in the description box because he doesn't have a YouTube. He is the husband of Greg from Supposedly Fun, and I sent Greg a message because I knew that he wanted to read this, and I was like, when are you reading this? Because I need somebody to talk to about it. And unbeknownst to me, Joel was reading it, and Joel was like, I need somebody to talk to about it as well. So we chatted about it, and it was great, and it helped me to process some things. And it is Don't Cry for Me by Daniel Black, and this also fits the Gossip Folk LGBTQIA+ prompt, and it also fits the coming of age prompt. And because it is really, in my opinion, a second coming of age. It deals with a father, Jacob, who is on his deathbed, and he is writing letters to his son, Isaac. And these letters tell the story of why Jacob was the way that he was with him and with his mother. And it talks about generational trauma. It talks about slavery, the effects, the after effects of slavery. It takes place, part of the letters take place during civil rights. There deals with religion and the church, deals with the father who is at the time who is homophobic and does not accept his son for who he is. And it's him writing these letters and coming to the realization that what he believed in was not wholly true and wholly correct. And this, I don't get emotional, I don't cry at books, but I was on my way to work and I was listening to it and I gasped and my hands came off the steering wheel, and I looked in the rearview mirror and there was a state trooper behind me, and I was like, I'm about to get pulled over and then I'm gonna have to explain what happened, and I'm crying. And it was just, this book took me out, and I absolutely loved it. And I read it. That's all I have to say. Just read it. I really enjoyed it. Moving on, there are 3 books here that I want to finish. I don't know if I will, because I also have the Poppy War read-along that I'm hosting, and I need to finish reading that as well. But so one of the books I'm prioritizing over the other 2, and that is The Conjuring Dies by Rudolph Fischer. And I mentioned in the video where I said all the books that I wanted to read, that I would like to read for the readathon, is Rudolph Fischer's The Conjuring Dies. And he, this is the first, supposedly the first mystery published by an African American in the US, and it was published in 1932 during the Harlem Renaissance. So I'm not very far. I'm only on chapter 6. And how many pages is this? It's not long. It's only 293 pages. So so far the Conjure Man has been discovered, and Dr. Archer, who he's a medical doctor, I'm assuming he's a GP, is summoned over to check it out and make sure he's dead, or just to check him out. And Dr. Archer says that, pronounces him dead. And then the detective, what is his name? Dart. Detective Dart is, I think, one of just a handful of Black detectives, and he is called in to investigate. So that's where I am right now. Not very far at all. So I think I'm only on page like 32. So I've got a ways to go to really get into it. And there are 2 characters in here, Bubber, Bubber, and Jinx. And I have a feeling that they're going to be the comic relief in here. But I also think that they're going to get blamed for his death. I think that the Dr. Archer character is loosely based on Rudolph Fischer, because Rudolph Fischer was a doctor. And the next one that I have is Nalo Hopkinson's Falling in Love with Hominids, and I read the first story, really enjoyed it. And the first story is called The East Hound, and it deals with a pandemic, so to speak, in which the adults turn into ravenous beasts. So they end up killing like the kids. The last book that I have is Yonder by Jabari Asim. When I made my video about what books I wanted to read, I had already started reading this, and I said that I have to take this in little bits and pieces. So when I made that video, I had not picked this up really until like a couple of days ago. This book, I fear, I am enjoying it, but I really and truly fear that if I read it straight through, it's going to put me in a reading slump. And I don't want that, because this book is super heavy. And it is the way that it takes place during slavery, and the slaves refer to themselves as the stolen, and they refer to the slave masters as the thieves. And if name a trigger warning, it's in here. So there's rape, there's all sorts of violence, there's death of a child, it's in here. There are lots of trigger warnings. So if you so choose to pick this up, know that going in. It is a love story. The thing, they were like, they said that there's the thought that Black people can't love. And it brings to the forefront that Black people, especially during the slave times, chose to hide their feelings of love, because if it was on display, the slave masters or the thieves would take their loved ones away. So it was just better not to show that you loved someone. And it also deals with generational trauma. And I didn't say, but Yonder is for the prompt multi-POV, which actually The Secret Lives of Church Ladies, because that's a short story collection, can be considered multi-POV as well. And the same thing with Falling in Love with Hominids. So, and I don't remember what the prompt is that I had chosen, Falling in Love with Hominids. But the Conjuring Dies, that was a backlist, more than 5 years old. And since it was written in 1932, definitely more than 5 years old. So now I've rambled on long enough about the books. So I'm going to get to the unboxings. The first one that I have is from Melanin Eclectic, and I don't, again, I don't have the planner here, but I will put the planner picture up here. And I ordered some washi tape and some other things. So I just got them in the mail the other day, and I was like, well, I'm going to film this video, so I might as well. And these scissors are super, super dull. So I might as well just do an unboxing. Why not? Open it on the camera. So I'm really excited because this washi tape, I'm like addicted to washi tape. Thank you, Njeri from Onyx Pages, for introducing me to the washi tape. So I ordered some washi tape, and I ordered some things for the planner. These are gorgeous, just gorgeous art. So this is a business card, and then on the back it has Brittney's information on it. And she also sent a die cut. So there is that. And what I ordered was, and a postcard with a note. I like that. So personalized, it's handwritten, so I like that. I will keep that. And all I ordered were what are they? Months of the year. I don't know if you could see that, but months of the year stickers and days of the week stickers, because I am that kind of lazy. I don't write, you know, fancy or anything like that. So I wanted it to look at least halfway decent. And then I got these two washis, which are the same, but they have stacks of books on them, which I really, really like. And I like this color as well. So anyway, I got those. So I will leave Brittney's shop in the description box, as well as her channel, so you can go over there and make sure that you check out her shop and order some things. And the next thing that I have, I'm really excited about, is a box of books that I did a book exchange with Greg from Supposedly Fun. I sent him 4 books, and he sent me, I think, I don't know, I can't remember, 3 or 4, I don't know, doesn't matter, but they are all books that I have been eyeing at some point and have been like, no, I'm not going to get. I think one I actually have on ebook, but it's okay. I much prefer physical copies of books anyway. And here we are on the struggle bus of opening boxes again. So let's get into this. All right. Oh, okay, so it was 3 books. Oh my God. Okay, not upset, not upset. But when you forget how thick something is. So anyways, so the first book is Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu, and this was the National Book winner for, what is this, 2020, I think. Let's see. Yeah, so it is written as like in a play format. I don't know if you can see that, but I checked it out from the library and didn't have an opportunity to get to it, so had to go back. And when Greg was talking about going to donate some of his books to his local used, he asked me if there was anything that I wanted. We went through it and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take that one, and as well as the others. So this one I have as an ebook, Leave the World Behind by Rumaan Alam. The next one is the one that I was like, what? How? Why is this so big? Because I forgot that it's a chunky one, but it's okay. And it is Stephen Chbosky. I can never pronounce his last name. Imaginary Friend. So yeah. I had forgotten that this bad boy was so big. Those are the books that I got from Greg. That is actually, if I'm being honest, the only books that I bought. The only books that I bought. I didn't buy any books. The only books that I brought into my library in February. I'm actually quite proud. That's what I have been reading for Blackathon and for the Missy Elliott Readathon, and hopefully I will be able to finish the things that I want to finish this month. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video because I need to edit it and get it posted. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the month. It's just a few days left, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.